In our last video, we learned about evolution. We have learned how life forms have gradually changed over millions of years ago. But how do we know that evolution is real? What evidence do we have that life has changed and continued to change over time? Welcome to today's video on the amazing evidence for evolution. So let's begin with the evidence provided by fossils. Fossils are the material remains or traces of the organisms preserved inside the Earth's crust. The material remains include bones, teeth, shells, etc. The traces of the organism include footprints and burrow. Let us first try to understand how fossils are formed. When an organism dies and is quickly buried by sediment, such as sand, mud, or volcanic ash, it slows down decay. Over time, layers of the sediment accumulate over the remains, compressing them. The minerals from the surrounding sediments or water seep into the bones and replace the original organic material, eventually forming a rock-like replica of the original material. The fossil form play an important role in understanding evolution. First, it shows how different species have changed over millions of years. In our last video, we have already seen how the present-day horse has evolved from a dog-sized Eohippus. Secondly, it helps us to understand the life form that existed in the past. The existence of dinosaurs was revealed when its fossils were discovered for the first time in the 17th century. It also helps us to trace the origin of species. For instance, the fossil Archaeopteryx has features resembling both reptiles and birds. Like reptiles, it has a well-developed teeth, a long bony tail, clawed fingers, and so on. It also resembles the birds in having the feathers and a wishbone, which help in the flight of the bird. Thus, its discovery suggests that birds evolved from reptiles. The second evidence is comparative anatomy, which includes homologous organ and analogous organ. Homologous organs are the organs in different species that have same embryonic origin. They have similar basic structure but may be adapted to perform different functions. For instance, the bone in the bat's wing, flippers of a whale, and a human arm have similar bone arrangement. Each of these organs has the following bones: humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges. They are homologous organs. Likewise, in plants, the spines of a cactus and the tendrils of a pea plant are homologous organs, as both of them are modified leaves. Another example of the homologous organs in plants are the potato tuber and the stem of a typical plant. The potato tuber is a modified stem that stores nutrients. The stem of a typical plant transports the water and nutrients. The presence of the homologous organs indicates that these species share a common ancestry. However, due to different environmental conditions, these related species have adapted their organs for different functions. This phenomena is also called the divergent evolution. On the other hand, the wings of a bird and that of insects are considered analogous, as they perform the same function but they differ in their basic structure. While the wings of insects are primarily made of the chitin and is an extension of an exoskeleton, the wings of a bird are modified forelimbs, consisting of bones, muscles, feathers, etc. The presence of the analogous organs indicate how different species independently evolved and adapted to similar environmental conditions. This phenomena is also called the convergent evolution. The third evidence comes from the study of the embryo of different vertebrates. For instance, here is the embryo of a fish, a rabbit, and a human in the early stage of development. They are very similar and then they have gill cleft, rudimentary eyes and ears, tail, and so on. It is difficult to differentiate them at early stages of their development. Their differences become apparent only when they develop further. Thus, embryology also provides significant evidence for evolution. There is plenty of other evidence that supports the concept of evolution. This finding helps us to understand the mysteries of the life's diversity. Thanks for watching.